Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. A new week begins and I really do hope that you are gonna have a great one. As every Monday we are gonna talk about the new banner we are gonna have this Friday. This is Miracle Wishes that time, and we are gonna have a new hero. This is not gonna be a limited hero. The Chinese New Year is not this week finally. It's gonna be in 2 weeks probably. Last year it was between the 16th and the 22nd of January, but apparently it changes every year. So this year it's gonna be in 2 weeks normally, so between the 29th of January and the 4th of February. So if you want, you might want to save your Miracle Wishes for the limited units we are gonna have in 2 weeks, but remember that we are gonna have the first copy for free in a space temple, okay? So we are gonna talk about the banner, and after that we are gonna talk about the echo above my head. This is a new one, the echo of PAULIN, and it's gonna open possibilities in PvP because PAULIN is gonna be able to grant a shield to your units, and so we are gonna talk about that a bit later, and I'm gonna do some summons to try to obtain it. Before starting the video, remember that you can still use my promo code AhkTaARIM to get 5% more cashback between the 12th of January and the 19th, and also if you want to support my channel, thank you so much for using my promo code. So let's concentrate on the banner. We are gonna have Jilian first. This is a new hero probably from the Saga City Alliance, but we don't have any detail yet about that hero, so probably tomorrow we are gonna have the kit of the hero. Then we are gonna have Jilian. This is still a great unit today. You can play her in two contents. The first one is gonna be the Tower of Mark. If you need a blue hero to remove the shield of the boss and lower the speed, she is gonna be great, okay? You can use her in this content without any exclusive at all. Then in the Faction Abyss, maybe you can try to use her if you want to reduce the speed of enemies by 40%, it can help. But the other content in which she is great is PvP. You can use her in Classic Arena if you have a high amount of attack and crit damage, crit rate on her. So she's gonna be able to remove buffs from the enemies and deal a lot of damage, also depending on the heroes you are gonna use in your team. Generally, I love using her with a focus, so you can use twice in a row her ultimate, remove buffs from enemies, increase her damage depending on the number of buffs she removes, and use it twice in a row, which is really strong. And if you have the exclusive 3 on focus, you can even have a 50% chance to get an extra turn and use the first active skill right after. You are gonna need to have the exclusive 3 on her in order to have a lot of damage on her. She is also immune to silence, so if you are facing a download rebellion, she is not gonna get silenced, and she is gonna reflect the silence, so download rebellion is gonna be silenced instead. This is really a strong combo. So you can use that with if you have a Popper, Rona, you can use them together with her. If you have a Lydia, you can pull Lydia inside in your team to increase her damage. You can use a focus, you can use a Rista to increase her attack, and also you can use Jack and Roll. In fact, every hero who can increase her damage. Oh great, and you can use her in Advanced Arena, in Championship also. She can be great in any teams you want to use her on. So that was all for Jilian. Then the next one is gonna be Seth. You are gonna have Seth, and also you are gonna have Popper from this Marvel from the same faction. So let's talk about them. Seth is a great unit. If you have some exclusives on him, he's gonna cast the first active skill at the beginning of the fight, and so he's gonna grant to your entire team a shield, 25% of his max HP, and a tenacity buff, 60%. And so you are gonna be more tanky at the beginning of the fight, and also you can use a shield smash aura in PvP, and this is why the hero is really a great hero. For example, if I go in Advanced Arena, imagine I want to use on my Melchior a shield smash aura, but I don't have Esther. I have no shielder in my team. Let's use Seth instead. Where is my Seth? I think he's over here. I'm gonna put Seth, and I'm gonna have a shield on my Melchior, so he's gonna be protected. So if you have a Lydia in front of you, you are not gonna take too much damage on the first turn, and then you are gonna have more attack on him thanks to the shield. If you have the shield smash aura on Melchior, and so you are gonna be able to deal more damage. Also, he is great because he can provide shields during the fight. He can apply Ripple 2 that increases your basic attack damage by 40% for 2 turns. And he can heal a lot your heroes, and when he takes some hits, he can put Wet 2, and I never remember the name of the other debuff he can put. Wet and cold, yeah, wet and cold. So you are gonna, the target is gonna have 40% less skill damage and 40% less basic attack. So this is a great unit to use also in dungeons. And in the faction abyss, he is gonna be really strong. Same comment for the Tower of Mark, if you want to survive with your units. And then you are gonna have Marvel, another great unit, especially if you don't have Lydia in your team, because depending on the exclusives you are gonna have on her, she's gonna be able to reduce the cooldown on all your skills by 1 turn every 3 turns, if I remember correctly. She can also provide a consolidation too, and she can apply a block removal on your heroes. So if the enemy tries to remove your buffs once, it's gonna remove that buff only, and so you are gonna keep your entire buffs during the fight. She can be great in PvP, but today nobody is using her. Maybe in some specific teams in Fair Arena, but she is a bit weak for PvP, but for PvE she is really interesting. And finally, you are gonna have Popper. What to say about Popper? I think everybody knows the potential of the hero. He is the best 10 meta manipulator today we have for PvP, especially if you have exclusives on him. He is gonna get more 10 meta during the fight, the same amount as Asindo. He has to be the fastest in your team to increase his 10 meta to the maximum at the beginning of the fight. He can lower the 10 meta of enemies, apply defense down 60% and tenacity down 60% in only one skill, remove buffs from enemies, stun them. If he dies, he's gonna use an AoE attack and stun the entire team in front of you. This is the best PvP unit in the game, clearly, and you want to spend eyes on him to get the exclusive 3 as fast as possible if you want to progress in classic arena. A great unit to have. And then you are gonna have some great epic units. You are gonna have Makin. So if you want to start the game, start this Friday. Every Friday you are gonna have a new server. Always start on the latest server, on the most recent server. And if you are lucky enough, you are going to be able to get Makin with some miracle wishes. If you start the game, spend your diamonds to obtain some miracle wishes, and once you get Makin, you are going to be safe. You can also have Luth, which is going to be a great hero for the Tower of Mark and the Doom Legion faction to have more stars in the faction abyss. This is a decent HP burner unit. Then you are going to have Anton. It's pretty fun because nobody is using Anton anymore today. In the Tower of Mark, he is still one of the best units because he can provide a shield to your heroes, consolidation 1, heal your heroes, increase their turn meta, clean some dots, and so for the Force Mark Tower, he is still a great hero to use. Also, he is great for the Faction Abyss, but for PvP, we had a combo using him before. When he takes too much damage at once with one attack, he can stun the target with his passive. It can give a huge advantage in PvP. Nobody is using that today, but I remember in the past it was great to counter Brynhild, for example, and probably it can help to counter Down on Rebellion today. It's a great unit to use, I think. And the last one is going to be Muradin. Muradin, if I remember correctly, let me check. I think Muradin, no, not here. He is not in the Foresters, in the Forgotten. This is Muradin. And this is a great unit for the Faction Abyss. He can apply many buffs to your heroes, tenacity 30%, consolidation 1. He can apply a defense up 60%. He can also reduce the resistance of the target. This is a great unit to use in the Faction Abyss. And I'm using him because this is one of the only consolidation we can have during the fight. And the tenacity buff helps you a lot to survive. So enough talk about the banner. Let's do some wishes, some echo wishes, but let's first talk about this echo. It's increasing the effect resistance of PAULIN, so this is what you want to have. And then at the beginning of each wave, he's gonna grant a unique shield to your entire team, up to 8% of his max HP for 2 turns. I don't know when it is 0 star how much of his HP he is gonna give as a shield to your team, so we are gonna see that once I summon it. And then it cannot be removed, the bronze bale shield. So that's great, and depending on the amount of resistance you are gonna have on your PAULIN, it's gonna increase the value of the shield to 140 if you have 100%. If you have a 250% maximum resistance, you can have up to 400% of the shield effect. This is so great, and when you put stealth on your units, you are gonna give them back a bronze shield for 2 turns. So that's pretty interesting, right? And the fact that PAULIN can give a shield thanks to this echo is you are going to be able to use specific teams with damage dealers with an aura, a shield smash aura on them. So you are no longer be forced to use a Nordak or to use a Seth if you want to have a shield at the beginning of the fight, and so it can help a lot, especially in the team I was using with my Daisy on my previous video. You can watch it, the link is right here above my head. A really interesting one. So I will no longer need to have Seth in the team. I can put my PAULIN directly, so I'm gonna be able to cleanse if I take a control on my heroes, and I will have the shield, so my Daisy is gonna be able to deal a lot of damage if I put a shield smash aura on her. So that's a great one. So let's summon it, okay? Let's begin with some 10 pulls. Let's go. Hope I'm gonna be lucky and get 1 or 2 copies of it. So I'm gonna accelerate it just a bit. Nothing for now because I'm far from the guarantee, from the PD. Okay, 107 more. I never cut the PD on echoes. Tell me in the comment below if you ever cut the PD on these echo wishes. I'm curious to know because it never happened to me and I summon a ton of echoes. 57 more. Still nothing. 37 more to go. So I'm gonna reach the PD one more time. Hope I can get it directly. 17. Still nothing. So here I'm gonna have an echo. And it's a new one. Perfect. That's perfect. So it's 3% of his max HP. So it's not that much, in fact, with 0 stars. But if you can have a lot of resistance on him, the effect is going to be enhanced. So let's try to get another one. I'm going to accelerate it just a bit. Okay, nothing yet. Come on, cut the PD for once. Show me that it can happen. 91 more to go. Still nothing. 81. Come on. 71. Nope, seems like I'm gonna reach the PD one more time. 51 more. Okay, 41. Close to the PD now. 21. Okay, come on. I might get it now. Please give me a duplicate of that echo, or don't give me the one of Melot. I have 4 of them already. This is the one I have the most. A new one? Okay, I didn't have that one. It's interesting, so I take it. Thank you. At least it's not the one of Melot. So come on, cut the PD ones. It's not happening. It's not happening. Okay, I have a bit more because I can replace some echo, so some runes. So let's continue. 49 more. Come on, you have to cut. Otherwise, I won't have enough during the video. It will never happen. Nothing. So let's do another 10 pool. I'm gonna buy that one. And the last 10 pool. Okay, so I'm gonna convert a bit more wishes, and then I'm gonna reach another PD. Okay, back to it. So we are gonna reach another PD. Hope I can get another copy of that echo. Okay, it might be here. 4 epic ones, that's great. So here is the legendary one, and it's the one of Elsa. Okay, another that I'm not using that. Let's finish my wishes. Only one more after that and nothing more, so it never cut. That's terrible. But you still have 0.7%. 0.7% to obtain a legendary one, but it never happened. I probably summoned 2000 in total since the beginning, or maybe a bit more. It never cut the PD. Tell me if it already happened to you in the comment below. Hope you have a nice week and see you in the next video. Bye bye.